It sounds like a decent gig, right? Stay in a nice house, look after some pets, get paid well while the owners are away. Simple.
Yeah, simple on the surface. But today we're diving into 3 accounts, real stories from people whose simple house-sitting job turned into something terrifying.
We're looking at experiences where that feeling of being watched, of your space being violated, maybe even being stalked, it just completely flips the script. Trust turns into terror. Fast.
And the common thread is being alone, isolated in someone else's space. It's about how that trust, the very thing the job relies on, can be exploited.
We're going to lay these stories out, let the details speak for themselves, really focus on that creeping fear the sitters felt. Let's start with the first one. 4 cats, a creepy house, and a cry from the basement.
Okay, so this involves a college student. She's house sitting for 2 weeks while the family's overseas.
Good pay, but the house already had this reputation. Friends told her it was creepy.
And she wasn't new to this. She was a certified vet assistant. So it wasn't about being spooked by animals. This was different.
Right. So a few days into the sit, her boyfriend comes over. Now, he'd stayed there before, no problem.
But this time?
This time was different. He gets this really strong gut feeling, tells her she needs to leave, that the house felt deeply unsettling.
But she stayed. You mentioned she had a complicated situation at home.
Yeah, apparently. So staying there, despite the creepiness, was kind of an escape for her. Needed the space, the money.
And that's a vulnerability right there. That need to stay can make you push down your instincts. So the boyfriend leaves.
The moment he's gone, she locks up, sets the security alarm, and almost immediately the weirdness starts.
What happened?
The TV in the guest room just turns itself on, straight to static, like an off channel, black and white snow.
Okay.
She turns it off, it turns back on again and again. She eventually just unplugs the thing.
Trying to rationalize it, maybe?
Yeah, she thought maybe it was faulty wiring from recent renovations, finding a logical reason.
Before we get to the really scary part, let's talk about the house layout. It was a bit unusual, wasn't it?
It was. Main floor had the living room, kitchen, 3 bedrooms, standard enough.
But the second floor was actually the basement.
Right. A big living area down there, another spare bedroom, and the stairs leading down. Incredibly creaky and creepy, according to her.
And crucially, where were those stairs located?
Right off the kitchen. So the kitchen sort of connected the main living space and this creepy basement access.
It sets the scene.
So later that night, the boyfriend comes back over. They're watching a movie in the main living room, and then they hear it.
The crying.
Yeah, a sound from the basement, like an infant crying.
An infant. That's immediately chilling.
Their first thought, though, was the cats. They realized the youngest one, the smallest cat, was missing.
Okay. So the logical step is the cat's trapped or hurt downstairs.
Exactly. So she goes down the creepy stairs, finds the little cat. Turns out he'd gotten himself shut in the spare basement bedroom.
So she brings him back up. Problem solved, right? Seems like it.
That's what they thought. They go back to their movie. Later, they're in the kitchen getting food. Remember, the kitchen is right near the basement stairs.
Wait, above them.
They hear the crying again. But this time, it's different.
How so?
It's louder, higher pitched, and happening more often, more insistent.
Okay, that's not good.
She thinks, okay, maybe the cat got down there again. So she heads down the stairs, calling his name. The crying seems to get louder as she goes down. But the second her foot hits the basement floor, silence. It just cuts off instantly. She checks everywhere down there. The spare room, closets, behind furniture, nothing. No cat, no source for the sound. She's totally freaked out now and just runs back up the stairs.
And when she gets back to the kitchen,
she sees her boyfriend. He's just standing there looking white as a sheet. And he's surrounded by all 4 cats.
All 4?
All 4. They'd apparently just walked out together from the main floor bedroom area. None of them had been downstairs that second time. No cat was making that noise.
So the first crying incident, the real cat, almost served to prime them. To make them think they knew what the sound was the second time.
Exactly. It's like environmental gaslighting. Using a real event to cover up something else, something mimicking the cat.
That is deeply unsettling. What did she do?
She didn't even speak. Just silently packed her bag and left right then and there. Her boyfriend, too.
Can't blame him.
She only went back during the day, just quickly, for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
Feed the cats, clean the litter, get out. Never stayed overnight again.
And there was a kicker later, wasn't there?
Yeah. She found out later that her own sibling had also had some kind of really scary experience in that same house years before and never told her.
Wow. So that feeling, that creepiness,
Yeah.
it wasn't just in her head, it lingered.
Definitely suggests something was deeply wrong with that place.
Yeah.
Okay, that's isolation and, like, sound manipulation.
The next story shifts gears a bit. It's about a manufactured emergency and a very physical intrusion.
All right, this is Kelsey's story. She's 17, dog sitting with a couple of older friends, Haley and Sammy, who are in their early 20s, just trying to make some extra cash.
They're hanging out in the sunroom, one of those glassed-in rooms. This one was between the main house, kitchen, living room area, and the backyard pool. Willis, the dog, is with them.
Seems fine.
Yeah.
Until near midnight, the phone rings. A landline phone in the house.
Okay, unusual these days, maybe.
Weirder still, it was supposed to be disconnected. They weren't expecting calls on it.
So who was it?
Sammy answers. It's a man. He claims he found the homeowner's wallet. Says he's about 25 minutes away.
Okay. Sounds helpful.
But he's really urgent. Insistent. Demanding they leave the house right now to come meet him and get the wallet.
Ah, that sounds less helpful. More suspicious, like he wants them out of the house.
Exactly. A diversion. They refused, obviously. Said no, they couldn't leave the dog.
Smart move, but probably unsettling.
Yeah, they felt paranoid afterwards, but kind of talked themselves down, decided maybe they were overthinking it. They moved from the sunroom into the main living room to watch TV.
But they made a mistake, didn't they, with the doors?
A crucial one. They left the door between the living room and the sunroom unlocked. Maybe even open a crack. They wanted Willis, the dog, to be able to get out to the backyard through the sunroom.
And the sunroom's door to the pool area, was that secure?
Nope. No lock on that outer pool door. So essentially, leaving the interior door open created a pathway right into the house.
Oh boy, I see where this is going.
Around 3 a.m., Kelsey wakes up, just bolts upright with that horrible, intense feeling like eyes are on her, being watched.
That primal feeling. What does she see?
She looks toward the kitchen area, and she sees it. A dark mass, hunched over, reaching into one of the kitchen cabinets.
An intruder. Inside the house. Did she get a look at them?
The description is chillingly clear. Completely covered. Black hoodie, black pants, black shoes, gloves. A ski mask pulled up high, covering everything but the eyes.
Just the eyes.
Just the eyes. And she said they were piercing blue, reflecting the light from a small lamp on the counter. That's the only feature she saw.
Terrifying detail. What happened then? Did they confront him?
Haley saw him too and screamed.
Yeah.
Sammy yelled something like, "Get the F out."
And the intruder's reaction? Panic? Running?
No.
Yeah.
That's the freakiest part. He just calmly closes the cabinet door he was reaching into, turns, and slowly, deliberately walks out through the sunroom, the way he likely came in.
No rush, no fear, just leaves. That suggests a certain confidence or entitlement.
Totally. They immediately scrambled to call 911. The police came, searched the area, couldn't find anyone. They actually stayed the rest of the night with the girls.
That's good, at least. What about afterwards? Did they figure anything out?
When they went back the next day to gather their things, they found clothes in the bedrooms had been messed with, just sort of disturbed.
Rummage through.
Yeah. And they found crumbs, like from snacks, near the doggy door entrance.
Ah, the doggy door. So that might have been the entry point, even before the sunroom.
It seems likely. Maybe he got in earlier, used the doggy door, and was hiding, waiting. Perhaps the phone call was intended to get them out so he could search more freely, or maybe it was just to distract them while he was already inside or trying to get in.
And dog, Willis, what about him? A dog usually barks at an intruder.
That's the other really strange part. Willis never made a sound. Not when the guy called, not when he was apparently inside, not when he left, nothing.
Which suggests, what? The intruder knew the dog, or somehow incapacitated him or kept him quiet.
They don't know. To this day, they have no idea who made that phone call or who the man with the piercing blue eyes was. The silence of the dog just adds another layer of unknown.
That silence is deeply disturbing. Okay, our final story, this one hits differently. It's about the trust placed directly in the homeowner.
Yeah, this is deeply violating. It involves a veterinary assistant. She's hired by a guy named Jeremy, described as short, in his late 50s. Job is to watch his macaw, Ringo, and his cat, Casper, for a weekend. $300 cash.
Seems straightforward. Any initial red flags?
One big one. Jeremy specifically told her, do not go into any of the upstairs bedrooms. Except, of course, the guest room where she'd be sleeping. Stay out of the others, especially the master bedroom.
Setting weirdly strict boundaries for someone supposedly trusting you with their entire home and pets. That's controlling.
Definitely. And another odd detail. As Jeremy was showing her how to handle the macaw before he left, the bird, Ringo, kept repeating one phrase over and over.
What was it?
Daddy's home.
Okay. Creepy foreshadowing, perhaps. So night one,
Night 1, she sleeps with her guest room door open. Just feels more comfortable that way. She wakes up at some point to 2 loud cracking sounds from downstairs, near where Ringo's cage was.
Like wood cracking.
Right.
Or something else.
Unclear, but she rationalizes it. Big bird, maybe shifting in its cage. Old house settling. Goes back to sleep.
Trying to ignore it. Okay, night 2.
Night 2. She again leaves her door open, wakes up later, and her bedroom door is closed.
Closed. But she left it open. Was there a draft window open?
No. No wind, no draft strong enough to close a heavy door. It was deliberately closed.
Okay, that crosses a line from weird sounds to direct action. What did she do?
She gets up, heart pounding, goes downstairs to check things out. Ringo, the macaw, is wide awake in his cage, making little noises.
And Jeremy had told her what to do if the bird was noisy at night.
Yeah, give him a treat to quiet him down. So she does. She gives Ringo a treat. And as she does, the bird says it again.
Daddy's home.
Daddy's home. It's right then. While she's standing there, knowing her door was just closed.
Chilling. Just absolutely chilling. She must have been terrified.
Completely. She goes back upstairs, back to her room, leaves the door open again, almost defiantly, tries to get back to sleep.
Bet she couldn't shake the feeling, I bet.
No way. But an hour later, she wakes up again. The room is pitch black, and she sees a shape, a black mass, moving away from her bed towards the open door and then out into the hallway.
Moving away from her bed, implying it was.
Implying it was standing near her bed, watching her sleep.
Oh my God. That's horrifying. Did she think maybe she was dreaming? Hallucinating?
That thought crossed her mind. Was she so stressed she was imagining things? But then she checked her phone. There was a text message from Jeremy. Sent about an hour ago, right around the time she'd gone downstairs to give Ringo the treat.
What did the text say?
It said, if Ringo makes noises in the middle of the night, it's normal and to ignore it.
He texted her after she'd already dealt with the bird, knowing she was awake, knowing she'd been downstairs.
Exactly. It proves he knew she was up. He knew she'd heard the bird. He was testing her, seeing she'd obey the text and ignore future sounds. And it confirmed the black mass. It wasn't a dream. It was him.
He was in the house the whole time, watching her, manipulating the situation with the bird, the text message.
She felt sick, knew she had to get out immediately, started packing her things in the dark, trying to be quiet. As she's moving through the pitch black upstairs hallway, she hears something else.
What now?
A faint sound, coming from one of the forbidden bedrooms. The master bedroom.
The one he specifically told her to stay out of.
Yes. Curiosity, or maybe just this horrible need to confirm, took over. She crept to the master bedroom door, put her ear against it.
And she heard
a rattling sound. Soft, but distinct, like a bed rocking back and forth.
He was in there, in the master bedroom, right after being in her room.
She knew it. She knocked hard on the door, called out, Jeremy, are you in there?
What happened?
The rocking sound stopped, instantly. Dead silence.
Just like the crying in the first story.
Exactly. She asked again, louder this time. Jeremy, are you in there? If you don't answer, I'm leaving right now. Still nothing. Just silence from behind the door.
He wouldn't even acknowledge her. Wow.
She didn't wait. Grabbed her stuff and fled the house. As she was driving away, she sent him a furious voice text. Said she knew he was there, knew he'd been in her room, and threatened to report him for stalking, breach of privacy, everything.
Good for her. Did he respond?
Oh, yeah. Immediately. Called her 3 times in a row, back to back. She didn't answer. Then he texted, trying to backtrack, a fake apology, claiming he was actually his brother who had unexpectedly shown up and stayed the night in the master bedroom.
A completely unbelievable lie at that point.
Totally. She didn't buy it for a second. Just texted back, demanding the $300 payment he owed her. He sent it immediately via Zelle, probably hoping to buy her silence.
But the violation wasn't even over then, was it? There was one final awful detail.
No, it wasn't. The next day, when she was unpacking properly, she realized something was missing from her bag.
What was it?
The source just calls it a certain article of clothing. Intimate, personal. Something he must have taken from her bag while she was sleeping, or maybe when he was in her room just before she woke up.
That is beyond creepy. It's a calculated violation. Taking a trophy. A way to maintain that creepy connection even after she's gone. Proof he was there, that he invaded her most private space.
It shatters any chance she had of maybe, down the line, convincing herself it wasn't real. He left tangible proof. She apparently chose to just block the memory out after that, which is understandable.
Absolutely horrifying. That level of premeditated violation from the person who hired you, it's chilling.
These stories they really pull back the curtain on the vulnerability you step into when you take on that responsibility for someone else's home, someone else's pets.
Absolutely. The security you think you have, a locked door, a quiet neighborhood, even the presence of a dog. It can mean nothing when the threat is orchestrated by someone who already has access, already has your trust, or when it comes from inside the house's own history.
In story 1, the sitter inherited a place with a dark past. In story 2, a physical security weakness, the unlocked door path, was exploited after a manufactured distraction.
And in story 3, the sitter ignored the psychological red flags, the weird rules, the controlling behavior, because she likely trusted the professional veneer of the homeowner. The violation came directly from the source of trust.
It really underscores that if something feels wrong, truly wrong, in a situation like that, your safety has to come first, before the job, before the money, before politeness.
Trust that gut feeling. It's often right. Remove yourself from the situation.
So if listening to these accounts has you maybe looking over your shoulder a little more, remember that. Prioritize your safety, always. We hope these true, terrifying tales held your attention. Please join us for our next deep dive.
And if you found this exploration into the dark side of trust compelling, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Horror Docs.
Good night, and try to sleep well.